Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Monday, December the 11th, 2023. Monday, December the 11th. It's really kind of going very slow, and I think we're going to have a slow week, everybody. But let's jump right in and get to it. Nina has just been shopping, getting all into the Christmas spirit. And she bought some stuff for the girls and Wiley and Amanda. So she's happy because she's got kids to buy for. And to Nina's defense, okay, she's always wanted to be a mother. She's always wanted to have family. So for her being able to shop for Donna and Avery, even though those stuffed animals she got for them, they're too old for that, really. That's more Amelia and possibly Wiley. The girls are going to want more girlier things, give them some little play makeup, something, you know, some nice dolls versus stuffed animals. But anyway, who am I to critique? Well, I'm Daily Recap Lady. That's who am I to critique. Anyway, so Sonny was, there sharing in the fun talk, and then he says, "Well, but uh, you didn't get very much for Wiley and Amelia." And she said she's trying to play within Michael's rules or not step on Michael's toes because it's a delicate line. And she goes, "Yes, of course, I wanted to go all out for my grandchildren, but I want to keep it civil." And he goes, "Well, you shouldn't have to. And I'm sorry, my son is really, it takes him a while." He says he has the stubbornness of his mother and the vengefulness from his father, meaning me, right? And I'm thinking, now there is nothing wrong with them going all out if the gifts are from grandma and grandpa, right? These gifts are from Grandma Nina and Grandpa Sonny. They could fill that whole house full of gifts. But Nina wants people to make sure this gift is from her. Wants them to know this is from me. I can see that for the adults. Here, Willow. This is from me. But for the kids, make it from Grandma, Grandpa, and deck the tree full of gifts for those kids, right? But anyway, that's just my suggestion. So she's just gonna make peace because look, they're coming over here Christmas Eve. Christmas, and she wants it to be so special. Good, good, good. Because look, the way it's looking like is her secret. Ain't nobody telling it. We have yet to see Olivia and her interact at all. We actually haven't really seen her and Ned interact. So I do believe Nina's little secret's gonna go on through the first one, probably through March, realistically, which is interesting. Everybody else's secrets that start to get out, once it's out, it never stays under control. But Nina's sure does. So I love little Leo. He could hear Tracy pulling a ruckus, right? So Leo comes down the stairs and he's pretty much like, uh-oh, Grinch that stole Christmas, something to that effect. And Tracy's like, "Well, hello to you, Leo." And she goes, "And what do you mean by it?" He goes, "Because you never like to have fun." And she says, "I do too like to have fun." "Yes, I do." And so Olivia and Lois is like, "Really, Tracy? When was the last time you had fun?" And so she's like, "I went to a luau with Brooklyn." And remember, that's when Brooklyn got her drunk. So Leo says something to her about what did she see while she was out, or what animals did she see. And she started naming some of the animals that she saw. And she goes, "Look them up." And he was spouting out, I think, regions, and she spout. So she and Leo actually had a dialogue there about the animals that they clicked with, because she is considering Leo her grandson, you know. So in her own way, she versus when she first came, back to Port Charles and not understanding Leo and understanding autism. Ooh, Tracy was off too off the chain, right? Leo didn't like her, afraid of her, and everything else. Now she's begun to understand, and she is really starting to relate to him. As a matter of fact, he went upstairs to go look up some information on the animals that she told him about. And Olivia's like, okay, Tracy, why are you here? She goes, what do you mean, why am I here? It's my home. And Lois and Olivia looked at each other like, Monica's home, you know? And so she goes, um, Bobby is back there dealing with Luke's affairs, and really dealing with the bankers. Luke didn't have anything in place, but they needed some official paperwork, that she had power of attorney. And she came back to get the paperwork. And so Lois and Olivia's like, really? You flew halfway across the globe to get some papers that we could have gotten for you and overnight it to you? And she goes, I don't trust people with my private paperwork. And she's pulling stuff out this bag. By the way, I got these for Leo. And she pulled out a good 3 wrapped presents for Leo. And so they said, oh, Tracy, could it be you want to be around your family for Christmas? And she just looks at them like, look, don't make more of this than has to be. Tracy got to be Tracy, but really that is what it is, because she sure did come. All these gifts are for Leo, and I'm thinking, well, what about the other kids? But whatever. They're not her grandchildren. Leo is. So then we had Curtis. He told Marshall about the experiment, the trial study that Portia found for him. And here's the info. They were looking over the information on it, and Curtis is saying he could be walking in the matter of days, after the trial procedure starts. And so Marshall's like, well, when are you planning on starting it? And Curtis is like, soon, actually, probably late January, early February. So since they're doing it there, that's going to give him and Portia some time to really get into that investigation. We'll see how they handle it, because at some point he's going to have to take a break to have the procedure, right? But he is going to do it. And the information that they had to go over was a lot. He and Marshall were like, whew, that's a lot of stuff to go over. And he goes, tell me about it. But they're starting to dive into it. And Marshall's giving him, of course, his full support, for it. Because, look, if this is a chance, and it'll work, then hey, I'm all for it too. So, they just went back and forth in scenes with them, probably 4 or 5 scenes, just back and forth with them talking. I fast forwarded most of them, everybody. And we had, what was interesting, I could tell you what they're getting ready to do. They're getting ready to bring in a backstory for Dex. I would be very interested. And I'm going to tell you, Dex is probably going to be Brennan's son. But Dex's last name isn't Brennan, but that doesn't mean he's not going to end up being his son, because he doesn't like his father. He's estranged from his father because his father just blatantly, habitually cheated on his mother and never attempted to hide it. And his mother would just argue with him, but put up with him, never leave him. And Jocelyn was like, well, why? He goes, because my father had her living in a lifestyle that she didn't want to get rid of. So it was at the expense of her being unhappy. He said, and then you know what? I resented her for that, because now she's unhappy We're all seeing it. And he goes, and his brothers adored and worshiped the ground his father pretty much walked on. Dex did not. So then his brothers, they were older than him, and they would just beat him up all the time. And he says, that's why the day I turned 18, I enlisted in the service. He says, I had to get out of there. I wanted to get out of there. I needed to get out of there. Right? So that's when he left. So she was like, I'm so sorry. That's the first she'd heard of his childhood, because it all started because she goes, hey, we got to go get a Christmas tree for your place. And he goes, nope, don't want one here. And then he just told her why, that Christmas was a very unhappy time at his house growing up. So no. So anyway, I thought, oh, we're getting a backstory. Dex has brothers. So that indicates at least two that are pompous jerks. So we'll see if there's any new pompous jerks showing up in Port Charles, right? Let me see. The next thing, now this was interesting. Oh, Chase and Brooklyn come home. Now we did a whole bunch of Violet, and them letting Violet ask too many nosy questions for a child. When is the wedding date? This, that, and the other. I need a ballpark. Can I sing at your wedding? I mean, just look, Violet. No. And Chase and Violet, honey. No, you know what? You can't. They can't rush it. She goes, well, I want to know. See, no, Violet. They need to taper that part from her. And so Gregory reads her a book, and when he gets up, he has to use his cane. And she goes, yeah, Grandpa, why are you using the cane? And he goes, you know what? Because I found myself at this time, I need a little help. I need a little assistance. And so she goes, everybody needs a little help sometimes, Grandpa. So it made him feel better, you know. And then Gregory and Elizabeth leave, and Finn sits down all worried because, he's thinking about the whole malpractice thing. So we'll see, because, they got to try to get us invested in that needless story, because that's a very needless storyline, the malpractice suit. I'd rather see something really go. Dex than build up his a backstory than Finn's needless malpractice story. Anyway, we're going to invest money and time. Let's not do it in Finn. He's just a doctor on staff at GH. So anyway, Chase and Brooklyn, when they get home, they tell, because she finds out her grandmother is there. And she tells Tracy's like, you know what? You look happy. And she goes, I am happy. She goes, no. You look extraordinarily happy. What is going on? And so they tell her that they're engaged to be married. And Tracy was actually touched by that. She's actually very happy. She's very, very happy for them. And so she gives them her congratulations. You know what? Something else is up with Tracy, everybody, and I don't know what it is. I did see scenes, the quick little scenes, and it's on my GH Daily Recap channel as well. Monica is back, sitting at her desk at the hospital. We haven't seen Monica in years. Monica's back. I do believe they're going to bring the Bobby. They're going to somehow make Bobby's passing, because they brought Monica back for it. And the actress that plays Monica. Now, here's the thing. I already know Bobby's not dead yet, or should not be, because there is no way Bobby could have passed in Amsterdam and her next of kin was not notified. See, if Bobby was dead or died while Tracy was there, Carly would have to have received a phone call to get on a plane to go to Amsterdam. And look, Jocelyn would have went with her. So I think while Tracy is back, possibly, maybe the news will come. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it, but by the simple fact that they're going to bring Monica back, I think it's going to happen. So it'll be a really good, it'll be a sad show. I'll probably shed a few tears, because Bobby Spencer has been on forever. But anyway, I'm really liking the closeness between Sam and Dante. You notice how he shares pretty much everything with her, bouncing it off of her, and because Sam has good street smarts, right? And he's saying no, told her all about what the WSB did with confiscating the body, all the evidence, the files, even Anna's Lars arson case files, all these files. The WSB came in and swooped because realistically, and the fire in Anna's house, why is that WSB privileged information? Anna don't work for them. That fire was to her property. Those records were the PCPD, had nothing to do with Forsyth. So why would they have to come in and swoop all of that up? That's because it is related to Forsyth, and we now know Forsyth's DNA was, yeah, they definitely linked it to him, so they swooped up everything. And he goes, but they don't know about this key. And so he goes, I'm going to have to go in myself and look at the information. And so he goes, because no, Anna is being surveyed and she's in danger. So Sam says, I love the fact that you're looking after Anna. But while you're looking after Anna, Dante, who's looking out for you? And he just looked at her. Because see, that was the claim. I mean, and that's what I'm thinking. You are going to be putting yourself in WSB danger for Anna. We need some protection for you. So somehow I think Sam is going to somehow do something to try to, or in the end, be instrumental in keeping Dante safe. I really believe that. I honestly believe it's going to work out that way. But I really like them as a couple. I honestly do. I think they make a very good couple. So now let's go to comment corner, everybody. There's not that many comments today because look, when I went to my YouTube channel, I accidentally made Friday's video unlisted. Because soon as I went, I said, wait a minute, General Hospital has 28 views in an hour, my videos. And it only had 28 views for a couple of days. I said, no. And then I looked and said, oh my goodness, it's unlisted. So now that I made it listed, it's getting more views and I'm sure more comments are going to come up, but I'm going to read the comments that I have. Lucy says, love this daily recap. You do an excellent job with it, especially when you read our comments. Thank you, Lucy. It's your comments that help keep this thing going. It's like we're talking about our soap, right? We can share our views. And then Susan says on Monday, Chase and Brooklyn told her mom, Tracy, and Olivia that they're getting married. Also, that Leo came downstairs and said, oh man, Christmas is ruined, or just something of that effect. And then said, the house looks beautiful. And I just love Leo and Violet. I do too. Those are I love those little actors. They are, except they're making sometimes Violet be a little too grown. Violet's in grown folks' conversation way too much. And then, my dog's up under my legs. Get out of here, Oliver. Goodness. And then Susan says, I thought of that tree that Charlie Brown picked out. And then he put an ornament on it after everyone else finished decorating it. It was beautiful. I think Violet just wanted to give it 321. I don't understand the 321. Some love, just like Charlie Brown wanted to give the tree that he picked some love. Probably because she said she was afraid nobody will buy it, and she wanted to buy it. And then Lisa has a lot of. I'm not gonna keep saying your name, Lisa. Lisa, I'm gonna read her comments, but it's like 5 of them. Lisa says, Carly is suspicious of Mr. Brennan and should be. I agree with you, Daily Recap Lady. Carly will go to dinner with him for Sunny and try to find out what he wants. She will figure out that he is Pikeman's boss and WSB boss too. Not good. He wanted to take out Anna and control Sunny. He said taking out Sunny is a last resort. I can't believe Valentine thinks Anna would still date him. If he would, if he told me what the weather was outside, I would go and check for myself. I would not trust him about anything. I'm with you on that, Lisa. Valentine is still trying to blame Anna. He doesn't accept blame for what he did. Keeping the information from her is on him and his fault. Charlotte got shot. Does Valentine think just because Charlotte didn't burn down Anna's house that she's innocent? She still terrorized Anna with everything else she did. Tracy doesn't stay or didn't stay away long enough. She could have stayed gone so everyone would enjoy Christmas. Lisa, I'm saying your name again, Lisa, and this is all still from Lisa. Lisa also says Tracy does what Tracy wants to do when she wants to. She has to put her 2 cents in about deception before giving it to Brooklyn just to go on to get on Lucy's nerves. If you notice, isn't deception running exactly the same, even with Tracy having the majority? Right? You can't even tell that that's really happened. Because guess what? Maxie's still running everything. Everything. Let's see. I heard that we're gonna hear of Bobby's passing. This is happening this Friday. It might be. When I saw that preview and I saw Monica, I'm like, okay, something's going to happen. And then K Rose says Carly has the good sense of character. She has a good sense of character. She immediately knew he was both ex-military and a spy. She did say that. What are you? Blah blah blah. She was reading him. You're 100% right. All right, everybody, that's it for Comment Corner. Comment Corner. I will be back tomorrow with another daily recap of General Hospital.